With Mission Impossible Fallout in theaters, it's only fitting to look back at over a decade of Tom Cruise's most difficult and jaw-dropping stunts. Here are our top 10 craziest stunts in the Mission Impossible franchise. But before we count down these crazy stunts, make sure to subscribe to our channel and check out our video on what's new on Netflix in August. In 1996, audiences were spellbound by Mission Impossible, the first film in the franchise. The train scene in that film had audiences gripping their seats as if they were holding on for dear life like Ethan Hunt. As realistic as it looks, the stunt was mostly filmed in front of a green screen, and a powerful wind machine was blasting 140 mph winds at Tom while he clung to the speeding train. In Mission Impossible 2, the knife fight gets too close for comfort. It is easily one of the most gut-wrenching moments in the history of action movies. When the knife is merely an inch from piercing Cruise's eye, it's almost impossible to not squirm and wince. To pull it off, the blade was attached to a retractable cord that was measured precisely to stop just before hitting Cruise's eye. An inch farther, and it would have plunged straight into Tom's eyeball. In the first Mission Impossible, it's hard to not watch the hanging around scene without bated breath. Tom Cruise is slowly lowered down by Jean Reno into a high-security room. This scene has a very clever, slow build of intense suspense while Tom Cruise is literally being suspended 40 feet from the ceiling, maintaining incredible control over his body to remain absolutely still while he taps away at the computer. During the bridge confrontation towards the end of Mission Impossible 3, a missile smashes into the ground, causing an explosion that sends Cruise flying several feet into the side of a car. Typically, this shot would have been performed by a stuntman in a long shot before cutting to a final close-up of Tom. But of course, we get to see the whole thing in one spectacular take. The car was padded, but dude, does that look painful. The motorcycle chase in Rogue Nation is a stunningly dangerous sequence. Ethan races after Ilsa in order to get some stolen files back, skidding around the alarming bends of the Marrakesh highway in Morocco while also trying to evade the bad guys hot on his trail. Cruise makes sure we know it's him performing these high-speed stunts by not wearing a helmet for the entire sequence. In the first Mission Impossible, during a tense standoff, Ethan Hunt uses some detonating gum to blow up a huge fish tank that surrounds the actors, causing 16 tons of water to explode. A huge wave of water crashes through the room as Cruise sprints just ahead. Director Brian De Palma was reportedly reluctant to let Cruise perform the stunt because of the risk of being injured by the glass and sheer volume of water. But an earlier take with a stuntman didn't look any good, so Cruise went ahead and did it himself. The moment he jumps out onto the street is just epic. In the first scene of Mission Impossible 2, Cruise scales the cliffs of Dead Horse Point in Utah. While the actor was wearing a safety harness that was later removed digitally, it's still 100% Tom up there, jumping between rocks with no safety net below him. This film truly established the franchise's and Cruise's dedication to the dangerous. From that stunt on, there was no going back. At the start of Rogue Nation, Ethan Hunt clings to the side of a plane as it takes off. Cruise performed the stunt 4 times over the space of 2 days, and subsequently, the production safety crew became increasingly more and more worried that debris or birds could pass through the propellers and injure Cruise. He did end up getting nailed by a small rock, and even though he was wearing a protective vest, he still felt immense pain. Had he not had the vest, the rock would have ripped right through him. In Ghost Protocol, Ethan Hunt is seen on the side of the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, 2,722 feet above the ground. The whole scene is 100% Tom, swinging, climbing, and clambering around the outside of the tallest building in the world. In Rogue Nation, Ethan Hunt attempts to crack open an underwater safe, a sequence that took 2 weeks to film and required Cruise to not only act underwater, but also reportedly hold his breath for up to 6 minutes at a time. Tom's physical training took months, as he trained alongside a freediving expert and taught his mind to believe that breathing isn't necessary. Mission Impossible Fallout continues the tradition of all the crazy stunts we just ranked, and it's in theaters now, so go check it out. Thanks for watching.